world's wildest.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I broke my microphone. We're back. Guys, audio listeners, you are not noticing that Connor is in a full suit. What is a tux? This
Welcome,
is not a tux.
welcome to World's Wildest. So
Sorry, go ahead.
nice to have you on.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's great to meet you finally. Thank you so much for spending all this time to come out here and join us.
I don't know what is going on.
Today, audience, we are going to be asking Maya her biggest interview questions yet. We're going to get to the root of what makes Maya Higa Maya Higa.
Okay, am I asking you questions as well?
I might chime in here or there, but I want to first give everybody kind of like a rundown of who Miss Higa is.
Guys,
Miss Higa.
I just showed up to this interview. This is one of the only episodes we've done where I've done no research. I don't know if Connor's done research on me. I'm just being interviewed this episode, I guess. So welcome to the interview episode.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more content on Patreon that's ad-free. Can't wait to see you guys
That's where
there.
he's going to ask me the hard questions. That's where he's going to ask me the crazy stuff.
Yeah. So I got 10 questions for you today.
Okay.
But first, Miss Higa is has been known to be the young Jane Goodall by a CBS interview.
Yes.
So maybe that'll catch on. But she is also a young conservationist at the ripe age of 20. We're going to say 22. Yep, at the ripe age of 22. Are you 26?
How old am I?
27?
I'm 27.
22. The young age of 22. She has accomplished so much, including Alveus Sanctuary. Please tell us a little bit about Alveus Sanctuary.
Yeah, I founded Alveus Sanctuary at 21 years old. It's
grown so much in 4 years.
I'm so confused. Alveus is a animal sanctuary and conservation education center out of Austin, Texas. We rescue animals from all over the country from a variety of circumstances. We've rescued illegally confiscated pets. We've rescued permanently injured wildlife. And we do conservation education programming online via Twitch, via YouTube.
How many times have you answered that question?
Oh my gosh.
Give me a number.
Hundreds.
600, 700 times.
Connor, what is going on?
So that's amazing. And before that, you were a falcon.
I was a falcon.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're a falcon. And then you did a lot of stuff with zoos and other conservation, and now you're here doing it professionally full time. And you're even taking streamers out to crazy conservation places like the Bat Bridge, like you did last night. How was that?
It was great. Did you see it?
No, I didn't get a chance.
Okay, so yeah, last night I brought your Rage and Dante and Mari out to the Austin Bat Bridge. It's the largest urban bat colony in the world, 1 to 2 million Mexican free-tailed bats. And I took their stream out there and I did all of my bat talking points. The chat was so nice about it. They were like so receptive.
Nice.
I just told them everything about bats and why they're important, and they all just said, W bats.
And did you get to see a good amount?
Yeah. A ton.
Really?
Ton. Yeah.
This time of year?
I was worried it was too late. But there were a ton of people. Like, there were people there in kayaks. There were people on both sides of the bridge. The bridge was packed. So it was like, it's still happening for sure.
Nice.
I think they'll probably leave, like, I don't know, beginning of October or something.
Real soon.
They migrate down to Mexico in the fall and winter and then come back in the spring.
And you had a water gun, and anytime they said anything bad about animals, you squirted them? Is that what was happening?
Yeah, I intercepted the stream because they were fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And so Aim High, Your Rage's producer, turned them into me. And I was the sheriff, and I had a water gun, and I shot them for threatening to kill my fish friends.
Oh, nice.
Which,
nice. To
be clear, at least on this podcast, I don't really like recreational fishing personally. Like, I wouldn't be down to recreationally fish unless I was eating what I was catching.
Yeah.
But I don't take like a hard stance against fishing. Like, a lot of fishermen are really important stewards of the environment. So
as long as they clean up their fishing line and don't use lead tackle.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
But that's all. It's part of the whole system.
Right.
So I'm not like anti-fishing.
Right. No, fair. Awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say before we get started?
No, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. Welcome to my...
Is this a little weird for you?
Yes.
Being on this big of a platform, talking to this large audience?
Yeah, I'm really grateful for the opportunity.
Amazing. Well, my first question is, when have you been outsmarted by an animal?
When have I been outsmarted by an animal?
Yes.
A lot of times, for sure. Mostly by parrots and by primates.
Okay.
Probably by corvids but like I don't even know that it happened.
Okay.
But one notable time I was outsmarted by an animal was actually the bean, the red-tailed hawk.
Yeah. Okay.
So the first bird of prey that I ever rehabilitated. So bean was the first bird that I ever like trained and was a part of caring. Well, I cared for birds of prey at the zoo, but he was like my first bird as a falconer. And I was taking him through the rehab process. And so there's this long process where you're rehabilitating the bird, building up their muscle, getting to the point where they're flying long distances, hunting, and able to be released. And so I was doing a lot of like jump ups, which is jumping from the ground to the glove. And then I was doing a lot of short flights from like perch to fist. All right. When I started training Bean to do those flights, I would have him fly, like hop and then fly like longer distances. And when I would get too far away, he wouldn't fly to me. So I was like, oh, okay, he's not there yet. Like he's not ready to fly that far. So I'd step back to him and I would be like, okay, he's not ready for that. Let's do this distance. And then I'd step back more and then we'd like slowly build up. But every time he would not fly to me, I was like, he's not ready for that. So I'd come back, which I think is a reasonable line of thinking.
Yeah, sure.
This was before I had ever worked with birds of prey.
Okay, fair.
And so we got to the point where like he wasn't flying more than like 20 feet. And I was like, what's going on here? Right. Yeah. So then I went to my sponsor who in falconry as an apprentice falconer, you have to have a master falconer or a general falconer sponsor who like teaches you, like a mentor essentially. So I went to my sponsor and I was like, he's not flying more than 20 feet. I don't know why. And I explained to her what I was doing. And she was like, he trained you to step closer to him when he doesn't want to go that far.
He trained you?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like, he trained you to step closer to him when he doesn't want to go that far.
Wow.
And I was like, what? And he was like, if he waits long enough, you'll come closer and then he doesn't have to fly as far. And I was like, oh my gosh.
He trained you. Just like I would scream in the grocery store for my mom to buy me the candy bar at checkout.
Yeah.
And I trained her that if I screamed to a certain decibel, she would give me that candy bar.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was that, and I just didn't know that they were capable of that. And yeah. And then I started waiting him out and then, found out he can fly hundreds of feet.
Oh man.
Hundreds.
How long did you have to wait him out?
The first time when we stared breaking this habit, like a long time.
Like days?
No. Like less than an hour. But like.
Yikes.
Yeah.
You must have had way more time back then.
Yeah, I did. It's true. I did.
That's crazy. And so you broke that, and then when you've done other training with other animals, have you kept that going? Like knowing that you could be trained by them?
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, you're getting trained by them all the time, regardless of if you want to or not, or how smart you are. But yeah, it was good learning.
That's awesome.
Shout out Bean.
My next question for you.
Okay.
Your worst audience interaction.
Okay, the worst audience interaction a couple that I've already talked about on this podcast. One was that porcupine, and I brought a porcupine to. I was an intern. I was told to bring a porcupine to a winery where everyone was drunk and everyone met the porcupine, and the guy straddled the porcupine to hug it from behind. An African crested porcupine, the quills go backwards. That was the worst one, I think.
Sure.
The second worst one was the traumatizing presentation story where all the children screamed because of all the blood.
Okay. Yeah. But that wasn't like that wasn't the audience's fault.
No.
The first one was. But one was one where like someone was really like stupid, or they were a jerk, or they did something that really, really pissed you off.
I had so many people say so many stupid things.
Sure. Did you? I know like the classic zookeeper one is like when you're in an enclosure cleaning, like, oh, that's a weird looking monkey.
Okay.
Or like,
well, yeah. What kind of dog is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, classics.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
One that was. This wasn't like a member of the public. Actually, it was an intern that I was working with, and we were doing a block party, so like a neighborhood block party, and they like hired us out to like bring animals to the block party.
Crazy. Okay.
Well, you already know.
Right.
And so we brought out animals, and it's not anything like crazy. It was like an opossum and like some reptiles and stuff. And it was a block party with a bunch of kids because it's like a cul-de-sac and there's like a bunch of kids that live on it. And my coworker she had a blue-tongued skink.
Okay.
And she thought it was called a blue-tongued skank. I don't know why. You would think we're interns, so like we learn everything as we go, and like I think she just misheard. I'm shocked that she rolled with that though, like that's what she heard, and she was like, I guess it's called a skank. Like that's crazy.
How old are you at this point?
I would have been 20 and she was 23, 24.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So she was holding a blue-tongued skink, and she went around the whole block party and told everybody, because you do the whole spiel with the animal, and you're like, they're from Australia, they blah 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 blah, and she was a skank. She told the entire block party that it was a blue-tongued skank, and so you have all these kids running around talking about the skank. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like, I pet the skank. Mommy, look at the skank. It was crazy.
Did you feel like you could correct her in that moment, or no?
It was too late. It was a whole. I didn't know that she was doing it until I heard two moms that were talking about it, and they're like, "Did you know that animal's called a skank?" And I was like, "I'm sorry," and they said that lizard's called a skank, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, no, it's a skink." And they said, "Oh my gosh, she's telling everyone it's called a skank." And so I went over to her and I was like, "Bro, that is not a skank." But at that point, it was too late, and word had spread, and now like dozens of kids think that lizards are called skanks.
It could be worse.
It could be worse, but that one was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Misinformation spreads quickly. Remember that, folks. Keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, for sure. I think my worst audience interaction, I mean, other than people trying to pet animals. Can't talk about that one actually. No, I've had. It would be the petting for the most part, but I think we had, when we were flying Challenge of the Bald Eagle during the national anthem. I guess it wasn't the audience, but there's a bunch of drunk fans always around the bird up top trying to touch him and whatnot. We ended up having to get 3 or 4 security guards just to hold people back. But they started on the field. They started moving pyro closer to us because they wanted to have like the pyro go off right when the eagle lands, right next to the platform. And I had to stop filming and yank it out of there. I had to disconnect it. I had to like move it back with them because they moved it way too close. I was across the field. And yeah, that was pretty gnarly. And then I left. I guess it wasn't, again, it was the audience was police officers when I left a bag on the field, an NFL stadium, and they thought it was a bomb. I got called over for that one. So it was not a bomb. They were actually kind of nice, but we've had birds poop on people and they get really, really mad.
Weird.
And then we've had, I don't know how this was legal, because you're not allowed to handle native wildlife, but there was a bird of prey show at Dollywood, or there still is, but one of the bits was the vulture flies up to your glove real quick, touches it and goes down. And people aren't allowed to do that normally.
Right.
But the vulture would come up and a few times would bite people in the face, or the people would try to kiss the vulture and get bit in the face. And
that happened a few times?
Like 2 or 3 times until that bit was taken out.
Yeah,
but
I would take it out.
They were so irate. It was not like a bad bite, but like a little.
I would be mad.
Like a stompy bite, like a little pinch.
Yeah.
And there was threats of lawsuit. I don't know if it ever happened. I'm sure there was like a payoff somewhere of like a few $100. But no, that was by far. There's a lot of dumb things people say though.
Yeah, I've never had anyone threaten to sue.
Oh, that's a fun time. It's a good time.
I think I've ever. No, only for when their illegal pets have been confiscated and they want them back. I've had angry people like show up and be like, "Give me my lizards."
Oh.
But
Give me my skanks.
Yeah. But I've never had anybody threaten to sue for an interaction. I've certainly had animals bite people. I've certainly had animals like scratch people, poop on people.
Most people take it really well.
Yeah, most people take it really well
because they understand that.
Right.
And then most people that are coming to these kind of events love animals anyway.
Yeah.
And they know that you can't control them. So
yeah. Oh.
Anyway. No, thank you for some wonderful answers. I have another one for you.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody wants to know, what is the grossest moment you've ever had with an animal? I know you've talked about on other episodes or other podcasts, other interviews about the beaver pond being nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Where you were in there without waders, correct?
I was barefoot.
Barefoot, sloshing around in poop and mud and all that fun stuff with the beaver in there?
Yep.
Did the beaver bite you?
Nope.
That's nice of the beaver.
Yeah, they would get out of the water when I was in the water.
Okay. And then you've talked about like other like gross things like with injuries and stuff like that, but do you have any ones where you got like pooped, peed on, vomited?
My problem with this question is pooped on and peed on countless times. But
does that bother you at all now?
No.
Like if you got peed on, if you got poop from marmosets at Alveus smeared on your face, would that bother you?
No.
Okay.
I don't like when I get it under my fingernails.
Why not?
Because I usually have fake nails, and so there's like a small gap between the nail and my nail.
Oh.
And then it's really hard to get out of the gap.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's annoying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And then you go up to like you smell your fingers and it's like there always.
I get it out. You just have to get it
out.
out. You just shoot water in there.
Okay.
Like a water flosser kind of vibe,
Oh, okay.
But no, that does not bother me. I just none of the pooping and peeing has been super notable. Like the grossest. It was really gross watching a guinea pig eat a placenta when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I know that.
Have you ever seen maggots come out of a wound? Have you ever helped with that?
Yes, I've helped pick maggots out.
Are you not bothered by that?
No.
I was around some of the toughest vet techs I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one thing they could never, ever do, was clean out wounds with maggots.
Yeah, it never bothered me.
That's crazy.
I had a goat with a pretty deep fence cut, and there were it was like a cut, and there were maggots lining the sides of the cut. It was bad. It was a lot. But that doesn't.
You're insane for that. Are you able to compartmentalize
your
emotions?
I think I just don't have a problem with bugs. Because I think the reason it bothers people probably is the squirming and the quantity, right?
And bugs living inside of you or that animal and eating your flesh.
It doesn't. I don't know.
The smell is
the smell is
flesh
gross.
is horrendous. Yeah.
But I don't think it really does anything to me. I picked out tons of maggots at the rehab center.
Have you ever pulled out the botflies?
Never pulled out a botfly.
Those are crazy.
But I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Other gross things. The first time I ever got nauseous was watching Bella's space surgery.
Interesting.
They let me be in the room. Man, I must have been, oh my gosh. How old are you in 8th grade? I don't know. I was in 8th grade, and
13, maybe?
Bella was getting spayed, my dog, and they knew that I was really interested in animals, and at that time probably wanted to be a vet.
Right.
And so they let me sit in the room, and so I was standing in the room watching her get spayed, and they pulled out. All I remember is them pulling out this webbing.
Yeah.
They took it out and they pulled it out, and it was just an absurd amount coming out of the dog.
Yep.
And I was like, how does that all fit in there? And nothing was wrong with me. I wasn't like, ew, yuck, or what. I was really interested in watching, but I just got this intense wave of nausea. It was uncontrollable. It's I wanted to watch it so bad, and I wasn't grossed out and I wasn't scared. I just was going to pass out and throw up. So I had to be brought out of the room.
Were you wearing a mask and everything?
Yeah.
Were you hot?
I don't remember.
Okay. Kayla had a similar issue when she she would help me out at the vet clinic, and she watched the surgery once, and she thought it was really cool and asked a bunch of questions. And then she all of a sudden just got hit, like when that similar thing happened, she got hit with a wave of heat and just had to step out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's something subconscious.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because it really bothered me. Because everyone was like, oh, it's okay. I know it's scary. And I was like, I am not bothered. Like, I am not psychologically bothered. I don't know why this happened. It was involuntary. But that's the only time I think I've really gotten, like, nauseous from gore. Because I've seen lots of other gore since then in, like, rehab and whatever. And it hasn't bothered me. So, just, like, the first time, I guess.
Gotcha. For me, it was, like, parvovirus rooms. We had like a quarantine and like the ventilation was meh.
Yeah.
And it was just like really awful smelling. But we had I think I've mentioned this before. We had like a really good success rate, like 70-80% success. Maybe it was more than that. I can't remember now, but like most of the time it was like 50-50 for puppies. But I think most of them survived for our parvo.
It's pretty crazy.
But it's a gnarly smell because their insides of their intestines are rotting and they're shooting it out.
Is that the worst animal smell or is vulture? Worse?
I got some people would say parvo is probably worse. But I don't know. I was used to it.
What do you think is the worst smelling poop in the animal kingdom, as far as you've experienced?
There's some gnarly ones at Alveus. I'm trying to think. I don't know. What do you think?
Cats.
Really?
Yep.
I think diarrhea cats. Yeah, they're.
I think it is something that is a carnivore.
Big cats or small cats? Big cats.
Small
probably.
cats.
Small cats.
Yes. I think normal cat poop is insane.
Why?
Because it smells terrible. I don't think your house smells terrible. Let me be very clear.
Okay, thank you.
And like I am.
Sometimes it does.
I don't care. Right? But if I had to be in a box with no ventilation,
right,
with like a animal poop, the last one I would want to be in a box with is cat poop. Like I take chicken poop, horse poop, dog poop, ferret poop, goat poop, literally every other poop I would take before cat poop.
I guess I've never like had a gnarly poop that like made me like step back. I will say I did get in trouble at TSA for the amount of Challenger poop, or the bald eagle had poop in his kennel because we didn't have time to clean him before going to TSA. It set off the ammonia alarms.
That's so bad.
So like so fertilizer, funny. Fertilizer bombs. And we had to like intense supervisor like scrub down testing. And we were setting off all the alarms for the ammonia and the nitrates and stuff like that.
You know they work.
Yeah, they work well. And they had to like write up this exception for us to pass through. Yeah. Because they were like, okay, there's no fertilizer bomb here. It's just we've confirmed it's the eagle. They have nothing else. But we almost missed our flight because of it. It was LaGuardia that did that when it was still under construction too.
Yeah, so, I stand by that one. I think it's like the most common poop, and I think it's the worst smelling poop.
Our cats on a I would say the worst smelling poop would be our cats on a specialty diet that they had to be on for a little bit with their tummy issues. Yeah. It was rank.
But we also have it on lock because cats are obviously such common pets. Yeah. Like cat litters have gotten really good. Like Connor has 5 cats and his house doesn't smell like cat poop at all. Like we've really figured it out. Yeah. But poop itself, crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Next question for you. Okay. What animal has changed your opinion on them? For example, I didn't like birds when I first started.
Oh, me neither.
At American Eagle Foundation.
That's a good question. Actually, what bird was it?
It was a red tail named Orion. He was the first one that I was like allowed to handle. And then an owl named Altilla. That are no longer with us, but they showed me that they had personality and they accepted me as a friend when I didn't know anything, and that changed me. And like for snakes, I was like okay with snakes, but Patchy changed me. I love snakes now. Tarantulas, I like tarantulas so much that I'm mad at tarantula hawks.
Yeah, we had a fight yesterday. Yeah, because Connor saw a tarantula hawk wasp, and he was like, "Die!" And I was like, "What the heck? Why would you say that?" And he was like, "No, it's because of what they do to tarantulas."
Your propaganda has worked so well that I villainized another insect. I'm sorry, but that's just the byproduct of you getting me to care about tarantulas.
You know, I had a viewer come up to me yesterday on the bridge in Austin, and he was like, "You're the reason I don't step on bugs anymore." And I was like, "That's awesome." And people actually say that quite a bit now, which is really cool.
Yep.
And he was like, "And I tell my friends, if you don't like cockroaches, it's like getting mad at a firefighter for being on site at a fire."
Nice.
And I was like, "Tell them." Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. So, are tarantulas patchy and redtail?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think for me it was a redtail named Noodle.
Noodle? I've not heard of Noodle.
Yeah. It was the first bird I ever caught on my fist.
Oh, how old were you?
19.
19? Okay.
19? No, 20? It doesn't matter. Yeah, so redtail, what other bird did I? Oh my gosh. I had an umbrella cockatoo change the entire game for me, Sydney.
Yeah.
She changed the way I look at birds forever. I think she was the is that mean? Because I grew up with chickens. Outside of chickens, because there were a lot of chickens that I really, really loved.
Right.
But she was the first bird that I ever loved.
I felt like chickens were different because I loved chickens growing up.
Yeah.
I had a few that I trained.
Yeah.
But it never transferred over to birds of prey.
Right. Yeah. They're very different.
Yeah. Or parrots. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, outside of chickens, she was definitely the first bird I ever loved. You know what? Actually, and I still, admittedly, am not as into marine life as I wish I was.
Mm-hmm.
I still freaking do it. Okay, don't come for me. I still do ocean conservation as much as I can. But it's just the ocean has never been my thing personally. But I went to behind the scenes at SeaWorld Rescue, their rehab center.
Right.
And
when was that? When you're much
younger. I was a freshman in college. Okay. I think. Yeah. And there were sperm whales at SeaWorld Rescue.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they must have been babies because sperm whales can be huge and they were not huge.
Okay.
They were small. And they were in these rehab tanks, which is crazy. They'd still do sperm whale. Anyway, I don't know. It was a sperm whale. It was a long time ago.
That's insane.
And there was this huge tank and there were these babies in this tank and they were walking us along the tank and this sperm whale came up to the side of the tank, tilted it on its side, and then had its eye sticking out of the water, just this much of its face and its eyeball.
Jeez.
Sticking out of the water. Yep. And it was walking at the same pace I was next to its tank, locked.
Oh.
Eye contact locked.
On you.
With me. Oh, we were just I was I would have fallen over something if it was in front of me. We were just I was so mesmerized and so confused because I've never had this experience with a marine mammal, let alone a whale. And we were just walking next to each other, just locked eyes for it. It felt like 20 paces, but it was probably 6, or something. It felt like forever. It was crazy. I've never. Not a lot of animals make eye contact like that too, and it's a really weird experience, I think, to make eye contact with an animal, especially for that amount of time. But for it to be a whale, it was so. I don't even know. I'll remember that forever. I didn't realize that they were that smart. I didn't realize that they had any interest in people whatsoever. Sure.
That's cool.
It really felt like that animal knew a lot.
That's why, with the cams, zooming in on the eyes and
it matters so much.
It's the eyes. The rest of the animal's cool, but if you can lock in on the eyes, it's just something about it that communicates to people. Yeah,
humans are super visually oriented. Mm-hmm. So, and dogs have become this way too. Dogs have evolved to have a lot more expressive eyes with us. We've bred them to have more expressive eyes. We've bred them to literally have eyebrows and flexible occipital ridges so that they can communicate with us in that way because it means something to us. That's why I think jumping spiders do so well because they have big eyes and they track things with their eyes. And when you see a little bug and it follows your finger and they're ooh, look at this. Ooh, look at this. You're
There's
oh, that's
connection.
just me for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. Eyes are super important. Connor and I in space have talked about that with the live cams at Alveus. It's I always want to move the cam lower, which doesn't always work, but I'm always I really want an eye level. I really want an eye level. So yeah, it's something that we think about at Alveus.
That's why we're starting to do those crunch cams.
Yeah.
Which I think are really good. I've got some cool ideas for
Yeah.
other stuff in the future.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. Having the eye contact with a
It was
sperm
so
whale
crazy.
insane.
It was so crazy. It was so intentional. Like it was so like I don't know anything about sperm whale comms. I don't know if there's like some sort of dominance thing there or if it's like anything like primate.
Probably
I have
just
no
curious.
idea, but it was like locked.
Right.
Like I felt like I was tripping or something. It was crazy.
We are going to get you diving one day, and I think you'll actually like it a little bit.
Okay.
I
will tell you, Connor, I was in a pool the other day.
Okay.
And I was back floating in the pool. So my ears were underwater.
Yeah.
So all I heard was like water sounds. And it was a swimming pool.
Yes.
And I had to get out.
Why?
Because I was floating on my back and my ears were underwater. And so all I could hear was like water below me. And I got scared. Because I don't like the vastness. I don't like the feeling of being vulnerable in that way in water.
Did you ever watch Jaws?
No.
Where did this fear come from? For me, I had to get over that same thing but it was Jaws that did that to me because I watched it when I was like 8.
I have no idea. I've never been like I was never a water loving kid.
Lakes freak me out.
Nothing's ever happened to me in the water.
Right.
I don't recall seeing any movies. Like the first water content I really consumed was probably River Monsters, but even then, like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I wonder if you're alone, that's different.
When I was in Belize, I was swimming in a lake at night.
Oh my God.
And there was a bunch of dinoflagellates in the lake, like bioluminescent bacteria. And
were you full like from the neck down in the water?
Yeah. There was a boat. We were all off the boat. And so
with a group though.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was like 4 of us.
Oh, that's not enough.
And with the thing with bioluminescent bacteria is everything lights up in the water.
Right.
So like if there's fish, like if you move your hand through the water, it lights up,
cool,
right?
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's so cool. And so I had a lot of visions. The dude on the boat, because we were friends, made a joke and took off.
Oh God.
Evil. And so I kept having like visions because I'm in this black water. It's like there's moonlight and that is it. Like we're in the middle of a lake in Belize. And I kept having these like visions of like giant things swimming up to me, just like glowing. And it didn't happen.
Right.
Like I saw some little fish glowing, but
Right.
the idea of like something huge coming up and glowing has stuck with me forever.
Okay.
But that was only a few years, like a handful of years ago. So I don't know.
That makes sense to me. Like that's scary.
But it was like that before. So
yeah, if some people can find peace in that kind of thing and like love that. I can't.
No. See what I'm saying? Even in a swimming pool, it gives me anxiety to have that like audio and like.
If there's a few
control taken
people
away
in
from
that
me.
swimming pool and you did that same thing, would you have the same reaction?
I don't think I'd have to get out,
Right.
but I would have to take my head out of the water.
Okay, interesting. Maybe we should do some prep work here locally just to make sure we're not going to spend a bunch of money for you to be terrified about diving.
I mean, I'll do it anyway. Like, I don't really have time to do all the prep, if we're being so honest. If we actually want to put it together, I just have to do it, probably. So.
All right. Well, that's when there is time and there's like a slowdown in Q1, Q2.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go down to Key West because we got someone that can like take you through all that.
Okay.
So,
I probably won't be there anytime soon, but.
Well, this is like when you like retire.
Okay. Yeah, no, we'll figure it out.
When are you going to retire? That's a great question for this interview.
I don't know. I just went to a Jane Goodall lecture. She's 91 and is traveling 300 days a year doing a speaking tour and fundraising for conservation. So
Did that guilt trip you into wanting to do this? Not wanting, forcing you to do this till you die?
I don't know if guilt trip is the right word, but
motivated you? Are you motivated to do this?
I think I was scared by the concept more than anything. I think I don't know. In my head I'm like, "Oh, I could retire at 70."
Mm-hmm.
But like realistically, I don't think there's any way, unless I have some sort of like massive brain shift, or like I'm
Sure.
physically unable to do anything, or I die.
Hear me out. So here soon, we're going to have really good quantum computing. Everything's going to be like the good AI, but we also have renewable energies powering it all, and nuclear and stuff like that. And we're going to be able to build teleporters. So you can just teleport to events so you don't have to fly.
That
Granted,
would be huge.
you're probably just going to fill yourself up with like more events that you go to.
When are you going to retire?
When I die. That's when I retire. Or if I like get my leg cut off or something like that. Then I might retire and just play World of Warcraft all day. But we'll see. Depends on how good the settlement is.
All right.
But since you brought up Jane Goodall, can we talk about that?
Sure. The lecture?
Yeah, the lecture.
Yeah, because Connor came too.
I wasn't going to spoil that, but yes, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
What were you most impressed with? Like the top 3 things.
Let's see. She's an excellent speaker. She came out with no notes, and I know she's done this speech a bunch of times. Like I'm pretty sure she's like she's touring.
Yeah,
she's touring and filling out stadiums, like selling out stadiums, and people are listening to her speak. So she's done it a lot of times, but she still speaks very, very well. She stood up
for the whole
her
hour.
entire hour of speaking at 91 years old. Which
she
is
looked like she was like 65, 70, like moving on the stage.
Absolutely incredible. She's just incredible. So yeah, I think one, her age and her ability to do this is number one. But mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it. Like it's just crazy.
She's taking care of herself.
Yes.
Really well. Yeah.
Number 2, her speaking. She has I need to think more about why I liked her speaking so much. There's something so captivating about the way that she talks, and I think she just comes off as really, really genuine.
And she got to the point too,
where everyone is like, she has everyone like hanging on to her words.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. So yeah, her speaking. And 3. Oh, she had little like plushy ambassadors.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. She talks very like she's not afraid to talk in like a really fluffy way about animals, which I think is cool, and I think helps her like relate to people. Like she had these plushies, and she has names for them, and she was talking about why they're so amazing, why they're so whatever, and then I'm pretty sure they sell those plushies as well, which is a really, really good idea. It's literally just plushie ambassadors that she pulled out on stage, so I thought that was neat.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
We listened to a Call Her Daddy podcast ahead of time, and she talked about how she wanted to focus on getting rid of her ums.
Yeah.
And in how she wanted to answer questions and how she wanted to do things. And she knew that she had to have the same energy every single time she talked about it, because it'd be the first time people were listening to her. Which was like really hard to do.
Yeah.
But she did that so well. I counted 4 ums the entirety.
Counting is crazy.
I wanted to see. The only time she went on some ums is when she was going off script.
Yeah.
And it was you had to really listen for it.
Yeah.
And I was only doing that not to be like, haha, see, you said 4 ums. No, it was like how, like, that's the professional level of speaking. How can I do that as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that she gave me some goals to aspire to there. I also thought that she was very good with like understanding timing of all of her questions. She didn't go on rants. She kept it very concise and answered all the big hitting points of things. And I felt like I got the full story, like at least the skeleton of the full story. But you could talk to her for probably a year or 2 straight to hear all the fun little stories inside of that skeleton. Yeah.
You guys, if you didn't know that Jane Goodall is traveling and doing these speaking engagements, you should look them up. Jane Goodall Institute is that organization, and you may be able to catch her speaking live. We did.
She's closing out her tour. She has 2 more stops, because I looked this up because my mom wanted to see her. Closing out 2 more, like London, and there's like an LA show I think is left.
Okay, cool.
There might be like one other one. But I'm pretty sure beginning of the year she'll announce her next set of tours. and I think she goes all around the world.
She goes around the entire world.
So I highly recommend it. Get in early. The tickets are a little pricey. I spent like $90 on like okay seats, but it's well worth it.
Yeah.
But it does get more expensive like a week or two before you go.
Yeah, and she's selling out, man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It was great.
It's so cool.
The drinks were also very good, very expensive. I got a little drunk, but it was a good time.
Yeah, they had themed drinks. That was also really fun. Cocktails.
So, well, Maya, thank you so much for coming on to this interview show today. What did you think? Was it okay?
Thank you so much for having me. You know, this was awesome. Thank you guys for listening. This is Connor's got a new career in talk show.
I was
host.
a little nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. It was so great to meet you.
So it's so great to meet you as well.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
On. Go check us out on Patreon, like and subscribe. Bye.